want you to name me your favorite director.
Favorite director? Like a lot of reasons hit this like favorite director, but like for all times favorite, I think I would pick Christopher Nolan. Um, I really enjoyed like his work and his filmmaking. I haven't seen Oppenheimer, but since the release of Oppenheimer, I've seen Batman Begins 2 times, Memento 1, and Inception another time. So yeah, you can say I'm a Christopher Nolan fan.
It's fine that the only movie of Nolan that you haven't watched is the one that got Oscar. And
Dude, these awards don't mean anything. Like, are you like you just still think that they mean anything?
not anymore, maybe.
Yeah, that's the way, man. Welcome to the free world. It's just like a little shindig that's happening. It's all fixed. Nothing means anything. The real award is honor, not rewards. So, Nari, tell me, which is your favorite film? Favorite director?
I'm just curious to see how you react once I say it.
Might be a sleepy person. Someone who puts people to sleep. He loves a lot of films that put people to sleep. I mean, normal people.
Not normal people, you. Because you just always want to stay so like active, and I always want to be on that side. Lynch.
But David Lynch is not a bad director.
Yeah.
Yeah. Twin Peaks season 3 finale like sucked, but yeah, season 2 was amazing.
I think there were some great things in the return in the season 3.
Yeah. So tell me something about
That one episode was just
Lynch.
amazing.
Tell me something about Lynch, David Lynch.
Tell me something about
Yeah,
you.
because I think Christopher Nolan is still a popular director,
Yeah.
but David Lynch has his own style and it's very unique. So
Very cult based director. But like for me, I think it's just he is so unexpected. Like he's just so unexpected in his storytelling, in his visuals, in his sound design, in his character psyche, in the world that he creates, and just like there's this little bit of magic realism to it, and I feel like also
dark magic realism.
no, yeah, well, it's like a real, like there's this, some of his other films as well, like have that in it, like he has the same value tone in it, but I think it feels like it's like a space between, like, you know, because he also meditates, so I feel like it's like a space between his head, like in his head and like up there, like it's the space between that he like is able to like really show.
I think one thing I really admire about David Lynch is that he is, again, as we were talking about, I think this is like today's subject is about dark places. Seems like let's just go to the dark places.
Because it's solar eclipse.
Yeah, let's do it, guys. I mean, what is this sugarcoating life of insulating yourself with like just pleasure? Fuck that. Okay, one thing I admire about David Lynch is he takes you into these such surrealistically weird dark spaces. That's real, man. Like, you know, like a lame ass horror movie, zombies, all this shit, that's like clown stuff. But like the going into deep psyche, how Lynch goes, man, that's like,
Yeah.
oh.
Actually, that the one of the films that come after Twin Peaks.
Whoa, holy shit!
That
Like
was-
Fire Walk with Me.
Yeah, that was the only time I felt like I would rather not watch this film and not take this information with me. Like it was just because he also shows it.
While
so
I
you
want
have
to,
see
I
it.
just want to add something to it that while the filmmaking technique is like fucking top notch, the actors, the directing is top notch. So yeah, I guess like today we'll be talking about dark things.
Yeah.
And guys, if you're into like dark spaces, one of the recommendations certainly would be Twin Peaks. It's pretty surrealistic. There's a lot to think about. Yeah.
Yeah, but I feel like I think it's not just about the dark spaces, it's about the light in those dark spaces. And it's about that hope in those dark spaces because like it just a few minutes ago when we were recording and we were talking about Monster and all of True Detective also, if this was just a dark space it would be hard to like watch and also you wouldn't want to. And I feel like we all want to see that hope or that beacon of light in like the dark world, and it makes us hopeful in return. So I think it's as much as it is about the dark that it exists, and to acknowledge that, it's like that about that light in that dark for sure.
That's a really good point. That's a really good point, and I feel that specifically Hollywood movies and all these superhero trash canon, what they do is they make you seem that the stakes are so low that to be hopeful, and like heroic, you can just get off with very little effort, make like stupid jokes, and yeah, life's an oyster, everything's been given to you. But when you reach spaces like True Detective or Twin Peaks, and you're following the character who represents the hope, you see how dark things can get, man. There is a real psychological pressure you face as a human being, and there's a real physical pressure, physical danger to your life that you face as a human being. And coming away from the cookie cutter, that is for the masses to put them into this delusion. The real heroism requires you to really face the darkness in this world, man. And it's like not many people can take it. It can turn you like, it can fry your brain. It's so dark that it can fry your brain. Yeah, it can be difficult. And actually, it totally makes sense. Like, because like one of the things specifically in India I would see was growing up that how so many people had just simply checked out. They're not there. And I totally get it. I would do the same thing. It's too dark. You cannot. Yeah, it's too dark. You can't engage with it, man. Like, I'm sorry. Like, you're a child of God and you have all the right to really experience His creation. And I understand that that darkness is not for everyone. But through incremental steps, little by little, we should expose ourselves to a certain harshness, psychological and physical. Maybe not physical that much, you don't want to be in like physical danger, but psychological for sure. And things like Twin Peaks, True Detective, Monster, they really put you, that reach out to that vulnerable portion in you. And kudos to these courageous directors, because what you create outside, you feel within, man. Like, yeah. True Detective, Twin Peaks, another anime called Monster. And I mean, if you'd like, we can get into Monster since today's the darkness. But we can even like, just we can reach Monster in a little bit since that's the climax. I want to ask, what are some of these like dark shows that reveal reality towards reality we live in? Like any other thing that come to your mind?
Reality within?
Like that exposes that, like like how True Detective really shows the real world. Like this is what
I think Zodiac.
Fuck yeah, there's a lot of psychos out there.
And every time I feel like when in the beginning I started watching like these kind of like not like the thriller genre, but like really good films because of like the film school.
David Fincher.
I felt like I was seeing movies for the first time, and I was understanding that movies have a different purpose than just entertaining you or making you like go like in your language. La, la, la.
Yeah, like when did that transition happen? Like,
but I feel like I never knew that it was supposed to change something within you, because everything that I had seen since like the beginning of like my childhood was like for entertainment, right? And it was only like sometimes you see like one like film that a friend gave or something.
Good
like
times.
That. Yeah.
Dude, I used to watch a lot of Adam Sandler movies. On a side note, going, damn man, like even
Yeah, I used to love action.
This is don't me too. I've seen it. Like this is a topic for a different version, but we'll talk about like fetching out media in India, because very different in the West, man. It's very different in the West. But yeah, it was a thrill itself. But walking back to darkness. Yeah, Zodiac.
Walking back to darkness.
Zodiac is also a film that really shows you the true nature of these psychos, and they are everywhere, man. Like, now the state of the world we live in, like, we just can't deny it. And I think it does, like, what it gives me is that how far people can go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's just for a thrill, baby. Like, I don't know, man. Like, yeah, that's pretty dark. I mean, there's a different version of darkness, actually. Zodiac is like a more psycho killer.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's also dark.
Yeah.
watch this, man. I'm so glad I don't have
So
to
is
do that.
Monster. So is True Detective.
Actually, I think
So-
Monster goes more into like, it almost feels like there's a psychological illness to the character.
Yeah.
And it's like coming from the deep trauma, so I feel that it goes a little bit different because your protagonist or your antagonist, let's get into Monster. So your antagonist is this dope ass, I mean, it's set up in the backdrop of fall of Berlin Wall, and the texture of the land is captured so phenomenally well. And yeah, you see you see war crimes, man. You see the after effects of war crimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, like that is what it is. It all goes back to the trauma that's been unleashed on a country. And if you go into the history of Germany, man, it's not just like World War II. After the end of World War One, all the countries just like inflated Germany's. I mean, I think so. I'm getting it right. Inflated Germany's currency. A similar situation do we have right now, and they ask Germany to pay for everything. And like to help with these guys, man. You can't push people to these or countries to like. Think about it, man. The guy representing the country is representing so many people, and you gotta be kind to your fellow man, no matter what their past would have been. As Jesus says, man, like you gotta give a hand for redemption. I don't know if Jesus exactly said that, but I know that Jesus says something similar. But yeah, like coming to Monster, man, like it's like you have to trace back the circumstances of a character. It actually all boils down to that. It's a generational trauma that's been carried on through human beings, and we gotta be a little compassionate over here, So easy to just like point fingers to people, and like damn, actually compassionate to a psycho, man, like psycho killer, and I am deeply compassionate. But yeah, that's where Monster differs.